Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to falmunction Plays Dark Souls Remastered. We're getting ever so close to the end of the game now, and I'm quite excited. But this one always sort of it takes me back, you know. It's something about the difference between everything you've gone through so far in the game and then coming down here with this like epic somberness. It's really quite a thing. It also reminds me of a very one of my favorite, maybe the favorite Miyazaki movie that I like to watch, Nazca and the Valley of the Winds. Let's ignore this multi-headed serpent for a little bit. Although, I think he's already taken the bait. So what is going on here? Ash Lake. It's important to note that they call it ash, not sand. You could very easily mistake it for that. Yeah, just calm your tits, buddy. And it's at the bottom of a world that has been, well, you know. Oh, please. Where fire is a very important thing for basically everything. It's the age of fire. Oh, we saw just small glimpses of the Hydra jumping over the entire thing, which is quite nice. Ash Lake is, in my interpretation, sort of a timeless place. And let me explain. While I slaughter some... Oh god, I forgot you guys were in here too. Only one of you though, hopefully? Yeah, let's see. So the first impression you might get is the very ubiquitous idea of a world tree, of course. The Great Hollow being such a thing. Well, the Hydra's still raging outside. Ooh. Come on, let me... And he's still alive. That's not a... It's not good news at all. Jesus. Let me... There you go. So, if we sort of think of the Great Hollow as a world tree, there has to be a purpose to these other trees that we see in the background there, right? And we also know that time is convoluted and there's different worlds everywhere that are sort of similar but not quite. Of course, that's, you know, Dark Souls explanation for the multiplayer. But if we take it literally, every one of those worlds should also have a Great Hollow. I mean, it's an obvious conclusion to arrive at. Man, I think I might as well just kill this guy while I'm here. This is maybe a good place to try it. Maybe not. We'll see. So could this just be us finally peeking behind the veil, seeing those other Great Hollows that sort of tie everything together in Ash Lake? This is sort of the hidden hub that exists, you know, as a sort of a server browser that you can't really access. You know, take it or leave it, I guess, but I think that's a pretty nifty theory that I haven't really heard anybody else talk about yet. And at that point, you can take it another step further. You know, all this ash trickling down. First of all, it doesn't really have to be from, you know, your own world. Ash flies around in the wind all the time, and yeah, it's actually working out pretty nicely, this Hydra fight. Or even further than that, maybe this is like the Ash for that gets strewn about with New Game Plus and whatever the case it might be. It's just a fun little... Oh, great. Alright. Fun little thing. They keep it purposefully vague. You know what? Let's just try and kill him this way. While the heads in the middle are already slain. So let me know what you think about this theory. I'm pretty sure they left this completely open to interpretation, because I don't think there's many item descriptions you can find that describe Ash Lake. It's just a nice little cool area that you can brag to people about. Okay, any second now. Almost there. There's also some stuff in the game itself that might lead you down this path. Thank you, Hydra. Now I can actually explore this place in peace. See ya. There's a second and last of the Hydra bosses. Mini bosses, whatever you want to call them. So, let me go back and see. Maybe we can find a way to get to that item. And there's an item here too. Okay. I'm trying not to fall off into the into oblivion, I guess. Speaking of oblivion, with the Hollow, the Great Hollow being the thing that it is, and us basically seeing, I guess this is kind of the edge of the universe and how maybe people could imagine the primordial world looking like. Got some for me? You do. Thank you for the twinkling. This being, you know, this sort of untouched place, we don't see any darkness around here. It's just more worlds, right? Which means the abyss is not what everything is founded upon. You do fall down into it, and it is quite deep, but not as deep as this, I believe. So my thinking is that maybe the abyss is sort of its own closed off space, dimension, or whatever. Again, I think this comes from the thinking that was sort of suggested from the subsequent games. Like in Dark Souls 2, the only way to access the abyss, I believe, is to go through a portal. And then, you know, there's another optional area for you to see. But my point is that the abyss is not what the world is founded upon. This is. Which is, I don't know, maybe a more optimistic take. Hard to say. Although if we go back to like the beginning opening monologue of Dark Souls, it said something like there was no, of course there was no black and no white, there was only like a gray status quo, and the everlasting dragons, which we'll see some more of in a moment, were the ones that the most notable that inhabited this world, because it's sort of... I'll give it a shot one more time. I was thinking of just leaving this item, but I want to see. Because, as a side note, I did go back into the Great Hollow and look for more stuff to find, and remember that hollow tree trunk within the great hollow tree trunk, I guess, that I couldn't figure out a way to drop down into? It was, in fact, It was the Chloranthy ring, which I didn't even know. I don't think I've ever picked that one up. Or at least I don't remember it being there. I don't really get, though, how to find this item. I'll figure it out. I'll consult the wiki. But, you know, even if you don't consult the wiki, and even if you don't go on message boards or talk to people who've been to Ash Lake, there's a little bit of a hint. If you're a completionist like me, there is a covenant hidden in here that you wouldn't be able to get to. Unless you discovered it, obviously. Let's play a little trick on our clan friend. You go back in your sand hole. Okay. Playtime's over. I imagine myself rummaging around in those skulls. Yeah, there's this covenant that we're about to find, and there's also an NPC quest line that will lead us back here once we actually fulfill the parameters. But that'll be sometime at the end of the next major area. As we move ever closer to a very, very special NPC. Look at this! Holy crap. I guess that'll do. That's the best I can do in terms of spreading my wings. We have found the path of the Dragon Covenant. And apparently this bonfire has already been lit. Pray to the everlasting dragons. And that's it. Dragon headstone. And the dragon eye. This next thing might shock you. And I'll try and make it quick. What's for dinner? Yeah. We can transform into a dragon, or, you know, a half human, half dragon that can spew fire. Isn't that nice? And as for gratitude, thank you very much. The thanks this guy is getting is us chopping off his tail to get the dragon greatsword, cause we're dicks like that. And no, there's no boss fight we have on our hands now. It was not Dark Souls 2. This guy could not care less. But yeah, he's not actually an everlasting dragon, funnily enough. Or at least, it's hard to say. Here's the dragon greatsword. It looks quite nice. But, let's see. Yeah, we can't even wield it in two hands. I love this animation that plays, telling you, you're way in over your head. They removed those from the second and third game, unfortunately. Dragon Greatsword. This sword, one of the rare dragon weapons, came from the tail of the stone dragon of Ash Lake, descendant of the ancient dragons. Its great mystical power will be unleashed when wielded with two hands. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work if you don't have the stats. So they're kind of coy about it. I think he would count as an ancient dragon, but I guess he's mortal now or something. So he doesn't. So they say he's merely a descendant, but I don't know. Who cares anyway? I think it's time at this point to finally get on with the main story and make our way to the last lord to be slain before we can go up against the final boss. And we start that journey in Blighttown. Alright, now while I'm here, I will be a total covenant slut and change my covenant once again. And I'll attempt to maybe dispel one of the burning questions, hopefully still on everybody's mind. Can you get infested with the egghead virus, so to speak, while in dragonhead form? That is a question you probably didn't know you wanted the answer to. Is this the way? No, that's just the way back to Quelaag. So, I've left this area for last, for good reason. A lot of people, and that's just a consensus opinion at this point, a lot of people consider this area the worst that Dark Souls has to offer. And I can't really offer too much defense on that. Very famously, the area was rushed. The company was running out of time and or money, I presume. What do I want to equip here? I don't actually know. I think steel protection is a good one right now. And honestly, I even think in terms of visuals, it looks even worse than the original. Although, of course, the big complaint people had about the lava's bloom effect getting way out of hand has been dealt with. I wasn't ever... Oh, that's the way back to Quelaag. What was I even... What? Okay. I was getting that totally confused. Alright, never mind. Of course, we're always going down in this game. So, the bloom effect has been dealt with, yes. But, I don't know. I think it looks less interesting now. Your mileage may vary. It is the Demon Ruins. So we're gonna sit down. And if it works the way... I mean, if it works with the dragon head on our body, it should work by getting hit by these guys once. I thought they hit me, but maybe it's the ones down here who are actually moving. Yeah. Come on, guys. Show me what you got. Yep. So you get stung by this thing. And if it works, it should make something happen. Where's my bonfire? There we go. So, we've seen this area down again from looking into it from the, what's it called? Tomb of the Giants. It is quite literally hell, sort of. Although, I mean, I'm pretty sure the magma and stuff is due to the Flame of Chaos. Although, obviously, usually hell or anything like this is being projected as being hellfire or whatever, because we have tectonic activities like, you know, earthquakes and, of course, volcanoes spewing lava everywhere. Why do I have the Ring of the Evil Eye on? We don't really need it. Lava and magma, that's one of these weird things again, where you know there's two different ways of saying it, but you always get yourself mixed up. It's lava when it's out of the earth, right? When it's spilling. It's magma when it's still underground, correct? Let's get them confused. Anyway, we got our first boss here. A gimmick boss, for sure. Although, yeah, I mean, there's a gimmick way of fighting him, and there's a legit way of fighting him. Look at this guy. When I first played the game, I didn't know about the gimmick way. Took me looking it up on the wiki after the fact. For a very long time, it was sort of assumed it was unintentional, but I guess I'd have to show you. It's very much intentional. Look at this guy. Doesn't look like he's enjoying himself. Yep. That's pretty much it. And we initiate the fight by picking up these things. I'll try and show you a little bit of the normal way of fighting him, and then I'll rush past him and see if I can maybe still make him die off his own accord. Don't deal a lot of damage, gotta say. So yeah, basically always keep baiting this attack, slash away at him, rinse, repeat. Or you run as fast as your little legs could carry you. Of course, also, depending on where you stand at the fight, it might be more of a problem or less of a problem. Okay. Surviving. Is this close enough? Maybe not. We're just being real cowards here. Going back to the beginning of the fight. This will be the last opportunity. Yep. And I guess it always happens. He gets stuck here. And he makes really, really pathetic moaning sounds. I don't really know why. He has like a lot of other appendages, but he only uses this one to attack. Yeah, he's kind of a joke, but it's meant to be that way, I assume. Oh. I thought you only had to poke him once when he's in that state. Oh, never mind. Ceaseless discharge, everybody! Oh yeah. And just like that, the lava recedes. We don't get to really learn very much from him until the second next boss, basically. But I can already, tell you a little bit. Basically, we've been hearing of these daughters of chaos. There was a brother. He is that brother. He's done something really foolish once, and he's been suffering the consequences ever since. But now, of course, we can go down and traverse the rest of the area. Oh yeah, also, there's one thing. Even though we can't access the helms, we can read the stuff that we got, ergo the gold-hemmed black hoodies, and so on. Worn by the witch Quelana of Izalith, mother of pyromancy and daughter of chaos. She wore this gold-hemmed black hood before even the Age of Fire, and it offers strong resistances versus fire, poison, and other perils. So that's Quelana's outfit, the one she still wears when we see her outside the area in Blighttown, which is kind of strange. At first, when I saw this, I was like, am I getting something confused here, like Quelana. They all kind of start with Quay at the beginning, but yeah, I think it's the same one. I guess she just had a second change of clothes. We won't be going over there anytime soon, but truth be told, there are some items there that I'm gonna grab. Maybe off camera, maybe on camera, we'll see. But first of all, this should be your indicator if, say, either you've done Light Town first, or like early, and you see this guy guarding the way. He's quite tough even for me right now. Let's see here. He used to be a boss. It makes sense, of course, for demons to show up in here, because it's the demon ruins. But it's your subtle reminder that you're going into endgame territory here. Also, I'm very sad to say that I haven't seen my character scratch his head yet. Her head. Which sort of gives me... Oh yeah, I forgot. I want to be human here, so I can get invaded. So, yeah, in order to make this work... First of all, I want to lose the dragon head, and in order to do that, I have to die. And then I'm gonna go human, go down the path of demon ruins. I guess we can show off the what's his face invading player that we see before the end of the episode, because I want things to not end on such a boring note every time. So we die, become human. You can see I've already farmed a little bit of humanity in the baby skeleton pit in Two of the Giants. No, we won't kindle this. We were gonna reverse hollowing and get bit. And that's all she wrote. Actually, maybe I should finally run with the parrying dagger like I've promised that one time, and never again after that. Done. Thank you. We're doing this for a purpose. Rest assured. I'm not just doing this for the hell of it. It's for completion purposes. So we take the souls back. And right around the time after we've completed the fight with the first... what's his name? Capra Demon. We should be getting invaded. Just gotta wait for this guy to... Oh yeah, okay. 2 R2s do the trick, apparently. Alright, Kirk. You can show yourself anytime you like. Should be around here. As we see an army of Capra demons. Dude, come on. There we go. It's Thornboy in the flesh. I'm not really used to the parry timing on this thing, but we got it done. That's a one-hit kill? Not quite. Okay, if you've forgotten about this guy, I don't blame you, really. Last time we saw him, it was in the depths. He was invading there. And we're gonna get some... Actually, what's that Oh, I know what that sound is. Okay, get back into the grass crest shield. Come on. This one. I guess I got some attacks of opportunity that one time. So we need 3 at most. Oops. Yeah, there's a reason in the backstory for Kirk. And I believe we get to see him one last time. In the upcoming area. Holy crap. I was not guarding that one. Because it was an overhead swing, I guess. Hey! Bye-bye. Although he's not actually dead. Anyway. It actually gives you a nice hint on what to find down there. Maybe we'll get to the next bonfire before we press on. Yeah, we will uncover the backstory of Kirk and what he's doing. There's a purpose to his invasions in the next episode. That'll be a neat little thread to go on. Oh. Gained the attention of a friend. Swing and a miss. Hey. Oh, did he come all the way back from downstairs? Was that the guy I sent off the edge? Huh. I'll be. It's kind of neat. Okay. What's it gonna be? Wow. His attack is really... Oh my god. That was scary. Ooh, boy. Alright. So wasn't the bonfire actually down there? I keep forgetting about this, because it's an optional bonfire. I mean, I guess every bonfire is kind of optional, but... Yeah. It's quite heavily guarded, is the problem. Okay. John Carmack, eat your heart out. Hey, what an odd little appendage hanging around here. Actually, I wonder, can I hit it? Let me see. It's blocked. Dark Bead is a pretty... Okay, I can't actually do anything. But it's a neat little thing to notice. You might not even think it's alive, but we shall see about that. That's all I'm gonna say. So... Yeah, the bonfire is right there. And maybe it's actually wiser to drop down than to go through there, because... If I remember correctly, there's a bunch of these wall caterpillar things. More like millipedes, I guess. So let's see how much life that's actually gonna cost me. Oh boy. Not all that much, actually. But I won't be able to light it. As much as I would want to. So let's be smart and deal with this guy. The life of a caster. Just chucking away dark orbs left and right. Okay. Ta-da! And I believe maybe this one doesn't respawn, but okay, this is a different spot. So yeah, you just kill him, and that'll be that. Later on, there's gonna be a little more ambushy elements to these guys, but from this point on, I'm gonna be cutting it here. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.